Hello everybody. I choose a topic that I think it's very powerful for now, and actually it's called empowerment. Humanity in the last hundreds of years being able to build empires, developing life-changing technologies, overcoming First World War, Second World War, all kinds of viruses, pandemics. We are way more powerful than we can imagine. I'm going to teach you and give you tips how to empower yourself. It's all about empowerment because we all feel so demoralized, so weak, so lost. And there is a way to break through this sense of isolation and weakness. Life is actually a battle between good and bad. Life is a battle between strength and weaknesses. And the people who win are the people whose name are written in history, the people that we name them for being the doers of our world. In moments of crisis, we don't need to go down and feel weak and become even more lost than we really are. So then the question comes, what are we really doing? What are we really saying? How are we really acting? It's all within ourselves to respond. We used to say that life is the way you respond to a situation. And every one of us is responding differently to different circumstances. By now there is a collective circumstance. There is a collective situation in which it's important that we respond collectively to it. And we can see that not all of us understand the magnitude of what's happening to us. But in the middle of a dilemma, in the middle of a problem, you have to tell yourself constantly, like reaffirming yourself, that you are more powerful than you can imagine. Because that power that exists within, that resilience that exists within yourself, you need to access. You need to bring that to the surface. And you need to tell yourself you are more powerful than any adversity. You are more powerful than any test, because the more you test yourself, the more you go through challenges, actually the stronger you become. We used to say that you build a miracle through the suffering. And it's so true. The more you go through the unexpected and the pain, there is a side of you that builds that strength I'm talking about. And I always admire people that are strong. And people that are strong, their name is in history. Think of people who actually, overcome. And we inspired by people who overcome amazing situations. And when you look at your own life, think always, where are you coming from? What are your challenge? What were your challenges? Write them down and say, well, I did overcome this and this and this. And you will be amazed that probably many years ago, you never thought you'd be able to go through this. It's like years ago, and probably not even last year. We could not even envision something that we are going collectively through right now. So I want you to never lose your power, because that's your connection to a divine world. So don't lose your power. Continue to work and unleash that power and find it within yourselves. We are so connected to our divine energy. There's something divine within ourselves, and our power has something to do with your divine energy, with the divinity within yourself. And I can see that you are writing me that you're going through a hard time and you're not sure about your future. And that's why I'm doing this live, because I want you to understand. And when you feel like you go through uncertainty, and we all go through uncertainty, collectively we look at the world right now, and none of us has any projection of anything that's about to happen. We're looking at the world in front of us, and we cannot imagine where this world is going to happen from here, if it's going to go anywhere. So we question the future more than ever. In order not to be afraid and not to question, we have to access that divinity within ourselves and stay calm and react and respond collectively in the positive way. And probably you will tell me, how can I be positive when I see that everything is actually falling apart? And that's exactly what I'm talking about, not losing your power, no matter what happens around you. You have that strength within you to prove yourself that you are more powerful than your pain, that you are more powerful than no matter what circumstance you are experiencing. And you are more powerful sometimes under pressure. So there's a lot of pressure on us right now. Believe it or not, when there's a lot of pressure, there's more power. Then you're more powerful than any challenge and any adversity. So this is your thinking, and your thinking translates into reality. So if globally humanity will have the right thinking, and this is where the problem starts. We don't have a collective mind. The mind is, our collective mind exists but is not put together. We don't have that oneness, that totality, that togetherness. And I feel like this virus is teaching us that we are actually one. We are together in this situation. We should not be broken, because if we are broken, we're less powerful. The power comes from the unity of all of us. So one of the things that I want you guys to do when you go in through this difficult time is to make a list of everything that's affecting you, to make a list of all the feelings and emotion you're going through, to observe your own self so that you can control yourself and you don't let your emotion control you. The problem with us is that we're vulnerable to our feelings. And when we are overwhelmed by feelings, the feelings take over, and then you lose your power. You control and access your power when you control your emotions. So if you're not scared by what's happening right now, then you will see how easy it's gonna be to cross this bridge. We're crossing the bridge in a sort of metaphorical way. Humanity is not me or you. This pandemic has a bigger meaning that we acknowledge. This world needs to be changed and needs to be redefined and restructured.